All right, y'all. What's going on? Thought I'd jump on here. I thought I did one of these last year, but I can't find it. I think it got pulled off or something. No, I don't think it got pulled off. I think something happened to it. It glitched out or something. But I said, you know what? Let's talk about this fight. Let's just kind of go back and look at it too, man, because the game has come so far. The game has come so far in the past 8 years since this fight. All right. So let's see. All right. Give me 1 second. So I said, let me jump on here and do a quick 8-year anniversary live for Holm versus Ronda Rousey. This is what? Dang, UFC 193. Dang, this has been a minute. All right. So give me 1 second, and I'm gonna let this fight pull up, and we'll just kind of go back and look at it. We're gonna talk about WMMA as far as how it evolved too. So let me get this thing situated. Hold on 1 second. All right, here we go, y'all. I was just about to get started, but I had to let this fight load up. Okay, so here we go. Sync, what's going on, man? Easy, what's going on? We here, man. I was about to start talking too, man, and then I looked. I was like, okay, I'm on mute. Let me let this fight buffer up here because UFC Fight Pass takes a while. But I said, let me jump on here, man, and we're gonna talk. We're gonna talk and watch this fight again. I think I did this last year, but I think it glitched out or something, like the stream glitched out, and I remember deleting it or something like that. But I said, all right, it's been a while. You know, it's anniversary again, November 14th. It's 2023. This fight is 8 years ago now. It's crazy, man. 8 years. 8 years ago. Still don't seem like it was that long ago. I remember, man. I was just like you, Easy. I had Holly Holm winning this fight 100%. That was my prediction. I said Holly Holm is going to win this fight. That was the first thing I remember saying when this fight was scheduled. I said, "Oh yeah, Holly Holm has got this." That was all I said. I was like, Holly Holm ain't gonna fall into it like the other fighters did. You know, I was like, she is gonna do this, and I said that because number one, Ronda Rousey never met a style like this at the time. You know, never met a style like this, and when she approaches this style, she's not going to have a plan B or C. That's the first thing I said. I was like, she's not going to have a plan B or C for Holly Holm. She never had to. A has worked so much for her. A has always worked in her favor. First round finishes consistently, right? So why do you need a plan B or C? That's what she's thinking. That's what her team is thinking. By the time they try to establish a B or C, it was too late. You know what I mean? Like, it was too late. When we seen them videos and the footage of her trying to work her hands and everything, I was like, it's a little too late when you take it on somebody like Holly Holm. That's why when I seen Holly, I was like, oh no, like Holly's got the perfect style for Ronda Rousey. Even when Holly Holm had fought Rocky Pennington the first time, when she first got signed, Holly Holm took on Rocky Pennington. Wasn't the best fight. It was kind of boring. Some people thought Rocky won because it was a split decision. But some people saw that and said, oh, yeah, she's not going to be able to take on Ronda. But for some reason, I said, you know what? Nah, she's going to beat Ronda. This is different. Like these other girls that are kind of well-rounded, she's going to be able to beat Ronda. It's different. It's going to be a different approach because Ronda's going to come straight forward. And Holly Holm being the kickboxer that she is, she's going to be able to land everything. She's going to land everything. And when I was looking, man, online, you can't really find any pictures of Ronda connecting in here. Everything is one of these iconic pictures, man, of her just getting stuffed, you know, with a jab or a kick or elbow, because that's how much Ronda's style played in there, played tailor-made for Holly Holm going in there, man. And that's just what it was, man. So yeah, man, let's just look at it, man. UFC 193, going all the way back 8 years, November 14th, 2015. UFC 193, Ronda Rousey, Holly Holm was the main event. And Wmma versus Valerie Letourneau was a co-main event. So yeah, man, this was the time when they were on top, man. They were prime. Wmma, Ronda. This is right when WMMA was really hitting that peak. This was that peak year that they were running it. You know, these two were running it at the time, and the numbers were off the chart for this one. The numbers were off the chart at the time. I think the gate was like over 6 million, and that's with two women headlining the card, and co-main and main. You know, the strawweight champion and the bantamweight champion. You know, that was the time. What's going on, Six? Yeah, you can hear it now, right? Easy. I hope you can hear it. But yeah, I remember watching that card that night. I don't think there was any other women on this card, but I was watching this whole card. Robert Whitaker was on there at the time. And Joanna's fight, of course, you know, I was watching that one. But I was on the edge of my seat for this one. Holly and Ronda. I was like, I know, man. Look, I know Ronda been dominant for this long, but watch this, y'all. I was like, Holly gonna pull it off, and she did. I said she gonna finish Ronda at some point in this fight, maybe three, maybe two, and boom, she knocked her out. And this was kind of like the beginning of that evolution of mixed martial arts. You know, for so long, Ronda was dominant with the judo, with the arm bar, with the simple submission game, just rushing these girls and using that physical strength and that judo. Uh, it was just doing its job for that long that she never really felt like she had to evolve. But you have other fighters out there watching. When other fighters are out there watching you like that, they're coming up with a particular style for you. They're coming up with a particular style, and they're looking to uh, find out the necessary adjustments they have to make, your kryptonite, and everything. So yeah, this was that introduction to seeing, you can't just be like a specialist in there. You just can't be this one-dimensional fighter, man, because they're gonna come and get you. Somebody's gonna have your number. Like Holly Holm didn't even come in there utilizing everything she had, you know what I mean? Like, because even Holly, she's got other things that she had to work on. Because even Holly at some point got exposed, right? Like there were things she needed to do. It was just the fact her kickboxing game, her takedown defense, and her clinch control in that fight. Those three things that she had working for her played in favor. That physical strength and just her ability to fight off the back foot. All of that played in her favor, right? All of that played in her favor in this fight. And it showed you that Ronda couldn't deal with a mixed martial artist that was this agile, this quick, this strong, you know? And there was nothing she could do but just keep running in and trying what she's known for until she got finished. That was the only thing she was going to do. Like, she wasn't going to just stay on the back foot and survive herself. She was going to keep running and running because that's what Ronda Rousey's known for. That's what she's known to do. That's all she feels like she could do. That's all she felt like she could do in that fight, right? So yeah, that was this introduction. Now you see from here on, like a lot of these girls find out they have to be well-rounded. Valentina's one of the main ones that's been showcasing different skill sets. Amanda Nunes. From there on, you just see a lot of these girls being more well-versed. Who else? And then you look at Wmma. Wmma, she had a couple of good skill sets. Her takedown defense, of course, that's a skill set. And her Muay Thai, but even Wmma ran into it. She dealt with a better striker, dealt with a well-rounded fighter in Wei Lee. She started meeting fighters too as well that she started falling to. When she fought Valentina in 125. So yeah, man, it's just a thing, man. The game is evolving and they have to keep up. But let me see, man. Let me pull this fight up here. Let's go ahead and look at it real quick. I'm gonna do a live replay with y'all. There's 2 quick rounds. Look at Holly Holm was already in the cage. 6 said Ronda was the one back then. Yeah, she was the one, man. He said the growth of WMMA was when Ronda was on top. It's crazy. Yeah, that was like, like I said, that was its peak time when everybody tuned in and the gates were flooded for Ronda putting Joanna on as a co-main event. I think that was a winner too. That's what helped put her on the map. And Joanna, she's known as a decision queen to some people. She goes a distance, but she's still an exciting fighter. She still had like an exciting style and a character about her. So yeah, when you just look at some of these fighters, still got to have that character, bro. You still have to have something that's not dry about you. Nowadays, the game I think is more known for skills. But yeah, back then, 8 years ago, it was known for the skills too. But WMMA being new, people wanted to tune into this character, Ronda, even Joanna. You know what I mean? Because Ronda to the cage. And at this time, Ronda has 6 title defenses. Look, 6 straight title defenses. Nobody has been able to do that in bantamweight history yet, right? How many did Amanda get in a row? I mean, Amanda beat her, but I mean, not definitely not knocking Amanda's skills because Amanda's still the top dog. But how many did? Hold on. I don't want to. Yeah, let's see. When she beat Ronda, no. I mean, when she beat Misha Tate, that was for the belt, right? She defended against Ronda, Valentina, Rocky. Then she moved up for a Cyborg. Then she defended against Holly, defended against GDR. Yeah, she got 5 in a row because she defended the featherweight title twice and fought Cyborg in between. So yeah, Amanda only got 5 title defenses, which ain't bad either, especially being one was a former champ. But yeah, at the time this was brand new. Ronda was on top, Joanna was on top, both were defending their belts. They were proven to be a force, 2 separate forces. At this time, remember this, look, the tail of the tape, man, Ronda was 28 back then. I mean, it's not like 20 years ago. I'm just saying she was 28 back then, 5'7", 134, 68-inch reach. Holm was 34, 5'8", 134, 69-inch reach. Yeah, her being a little bit taller too, and just being that she was this physical specimen too. Ronda wasn't gonna go in there and bully her like that. I mean, she'd be able to bully other girls in the past, like Charmaine Tweet, but she wasn't gonna be able to handle Holly. Like Holly's too physically strong for her to move. Look at Ronda looking ready to bully the girl, man. She thought Holly was, hopping around. Holly was like, I used to think Holly had that nervous energy. Okay, yeah. This time, Easy, she was the plus 700 underdog. Holly was a plus 700 underdog coming in at 9-0, and Ronda was 12-0. Yeah, man. So understandable, of course, why people, the masses would say Ronda's gonna win this. She's been MMA for so long. Well, Holly was still trying to make her name, and she's known for boxing, but she transitioned well and came in and did what she had to do. Let's see here. Ronda looking pissed off with her brow. Look at this. Herb Dean is the ref. No touch of gloves. Ronda looking pissed off. Holly don't give a damn. Man. Holly just staring at her like, all right. Holly put the hands up to touch, and Ronda said, nope. See, that was that bad energy already right there. When I saw that night, I was like, oh no, she about to get humble. She's about to get humble for that. But shout out to Ronda and Holly, man, for making this pass. Look at this. Round 1, right away with Holly Holm using those feints. Southpaw stance. That was going to give Ronda trouble. Ronda trying to run straight in. Her feet right away are in the punching zone of Holly Holm. She's right in her punching zone. Look at Ronda. She tried to punch her way in. Holly just moved it to the side with the right hand. So now she's just coming in, lined up straight for the left hand. Holly just measuring, staying back, waiting for that opening. There it goes. Look at that hard left hand. She do a 3-punch combination and that third left hand land. So I'm gonna go back. Look, 1, 2, 3. And you see Ronda blinking when she ate that right hand because it jacked her jaw right away. First big shot that lands. So Ronda chasing her. See, this pace right here shows you how far behind she was at the time with footwork too. Oh yeah, that stomp keep on her knee. Oh, another straight left hand to her right hand. See, and she's walking right into the straight left hand. See, ooh, good check right hook. Holly creates range. That's what I'm saying, man. Like, oh, Ronda's trying to go to the body, but she's doing a lot of chasing. Wow, you really see how different if Ronda landed the right on how she was stepping back, but that was nothing. You really saw how much Ronda was lacking in this fight. See, she got that hold on Ronda, the hold on Holly, put her to the cage. Holly's doing a good job of fighting that wrist, using that leverage of the cage. She walks. Okay, yeah, look. She turns Ronda to the cage, goes right back to the center. Ronda is breathing out her mouth already. 'cause she's eating big shots to the nose, and she's having to chase a lot. So imagine that, diving in, clinching in, getting punched, running, doing a lot of chasing. This is what's gonna, this gonna gas you out. This is what's gonna lead you to get knocked out. See, you can see right here, Holly was already getting comfortable. As long as she could stay away from the ground, you knew she was gonna win. Because she landed that right hook, creates the range. Oh, and then she lands a step in elbow on Ronda, and Ronda tries to clinch, but she's a little dazed from it. Look at that head arm throw. It was too strong, and Holly takes her down. But here, Holly, she's going to exit. As soon as she can get that arm from between Ronda's legs, she's going to stand right back up. Ronda landed the right hand. She got back up on Holly. You see Holly right back to creating range. I mean, this fight was fun to watch at the time, just seeing how Holly was keeping his range and doing what she wanted and doing her game plan. She said, "I'm gonna take her to school with this footwork." And I'm watching this one too again because this is what Mackenzie Dern has to work on footwork. Mackenzie don't need to do what Holly's doing, but you got to work on footwork. Seriously. All right. And Holly's still dipping in and out, giving her problems. And she's running. She hasn't figured it out yet either. Like Ronda hasn't figured it out. Like what's costing her this fight is her footwork. She's chasing. She's not cutting the cage off. She's got her lead foot on the inside of southpaw. So she's eating another straight left hand, and nose is red at this point. At the minute 25. You can't catch up, because all Holly has to do is step lateral or step back. Oh, hard left hand again, man. See that? And when these left hands land too, you can see like Holly just like dazed. Oh, another one. Until she's never been hit like that before. Like she's not boxing this far. Yeah, another hard left hand. Look, knocks a mouthpiece out. So gives her a mouthpiece. Oh, that was actually Holly's. I think she spit it out by mistake. I thought she had knocked Ronda's out. I forgot about that. But look, see Ronda trying to parry with that jab and come in. But look at this. Holly drops a level and she body locks Ronda and takes Ronda down. Puts Ronda on her back. And then look, Ronda can't even act on her back because she's so exhausted. 35 seconds left. They stand it back up and then Ronda's making her run. Like, she cuts the angle, Ronda has a chase. It just really shows you, man, like she didn't know how to handle a movement. She was fighting she wasn't fighting any boxers, sparring any boxers. The exchange knees in this clinch. It's about the best couple of shots Ronda's landed his knees, but look how she had to take a step back. She's got that drunken step back. Those left hands got her drunk, though. I'm serious, man. Those left hands rounds over with that little sneak shot there. Ronda, you can honestly say, man, if you wanted to, you could make that a 10-8 round. Do y'all remember this advice that Edmund was giving her too? Edmund was actually saying she was doing a good job. When I was watching this fight that time, I was like, wait a minute, what is he telling her? I was like, is he serious? I was like, are you really telling her she's doing good? Because, I was on the edge of my seat. I was loving what Holly was doing. But at the same time, I was like, yo, Ronda's got to cut the cage off. I was like, she got to do something. She got to go to Holly's body or like throw some leg kicks. And notice how much leg kicks weren't really a thing even back then. Like, take note on that. Like, of course, Holly didn't really have to throw any because the head was wide open. But notice how even like Holly Holm, notice how whenever Ronda would get in close quarters, she wasn't throwing any leg kicks. Like she wasn't even thinking of attacking it with the calf kick. She trying to box. Whereas Holly's kickboxing, look, opening of the second round, lands a straight left hand, right down the pipe again. See, no need for her to throw kicks yet. Look at double left hand for Holly. Just creating range. Footwork is basically winning her this fight. Look, side kick to the chest from Holly. She'll punch you the one shot, push her back. This is where she about to end it. Look how she did a little El Toro, El Matador move. As soon as I know y'all remember that. Whenever Holly just let her come forward and she just dipped out to the right. She just like broke Ronda's ankle. Ronda tried to dive in, but I ran into the cage. And go back to the center, and Ronda trying to throw this little weak jab, but she getting pieced up with that double left hand. And this is it right here. It's about them with bloody mouth, hard left hand lands. She falls, get back up, eats a head kick to the neck, and that's it. And that was it. So yeah, I just wanted to pull that up again, like I said, man, and just kind of look at it. It's been 8 years again, and look at Ronda, man. She didn't know where she was at, man. Like, she didn't know what happened. Like, she wasn't not cold, but she just didn't know what she was up against that night. She didn't know what she was up against that night. And all right, look at Ronda get up. Holly's sitting right there because Holly want to be the good guy like she is and make sure she okay. That was it was just so mental. When you look at it too, like the build up, the downfall, the build up, the actual fight, and the downfall was so mentally draining for Ronda Rousey because she's been on top for so long. And then her own pride wouldn't let her just have a little fun in there that night. She just didn't have a little fun even to this buildup. And then when she lost, it seemed like she still just couldn't come to terms with it. At the time, Holm was a better fighter than her. Let me see. Did they even shake hands? I can't remember. Let me see. New champion at 135. Let me see. Okay. They put the belt on Holly, raise her hand in victory. Oh, yeah, they did hug it up. Yeah, they did hug it up. Yeah, I know. I remember they did. Yeah, they hugged it up. Yeah, Ronda had that look of, like, total defeat. Like, she felt just like a jerk, at the time, just felt like a jerk for what she was doing and how she acted. And, for good reason. For good reason at the time. Brian said they didn't know what to tell her. She's never been in a losing fight. Yeah, and you know what? It's like not even if you just in a losing fight, but if they had better like sparring matches, like going by her footwork and everything, you don't even know what you could tell. Like she didn't know what she was dealing with. Like if they had better sparring or they had trained in other things, she would have had a better approach. But they've been doing this for so long that they don't even know what to say at this point. Right? 6, I was definitely a big Ronda fan back in the day. Yeah, I was never, I was a fan as far as watching. I was never like this diehard fan, but I always gave her respect for what she was doing as a fighter. The character that she was just never my cup of tea. But I was always a fan of Holly Holm from boxing and kickboxing. So when she came into MMA, I wanted to see her do well, and I wanted to see her win. I ain't gonna lie, I wanted to see her win, and I said she'll be able to do it. But yeah, Ronda, she did a lot for the sport. She brought in, fan base. And of course, like I said in the previous video, I don't think it'll ever be the same again, like without a fighter like her. But time has changed. Times change. And if you're just a hardcore fan of martial arts, you'll accept that and you'll still love the game for what it is. Right? Because I know I do. I still love the sport. I know the era with Ronda, that was a thing. Era with Mike Tyson, that was a thing. No more, but still a good sport. There's still good matches being made. The bantamweight division, of course, is going through its change, and you'll never see another fight like this again. I can tell you that for right now. But at the time, this was some action right here. Even for these two being limited somewhat, Holly, of course, wasn't limited in this fight because she showed a few different things. But even for this being considered early fight in WMMA, even though it's been around longer, but I'm just saying, like on a big level, not seeing as many things being done, this was a iconic fight. This one's always going to go down in history as one of the best fights in WMMA for me. Best finishes, best upsets. Best fight, best finish, best upset. It's going to go down on that list for me, as far as all time in the UFC. But y'all know from here, man, Ronda Rousey, she definitely made a name for herself, like just in the sport. Of course, in the sport, a lot of people put her on their Mount Rushmore. I've been seeing that post going around lately, like, who's on your Mount Rushmore? Who's on your Mount Rushmore WMMA? And a lot of people have her up there. They put her up there as one of those four. But yeah, she's left her name in the sport, which is great. She didn't ever bounce back. After this loss, she took almost like a year off, only to come back and get finished by Amanda Nunes, who's an even more devastating puncher. And since then, she just left. That was it. Never looked back, really. And never had to, went to WWE. On top of that, I mean, when you look at what she made from the UFC, over 17 million, making more than a lot of the men and other women in fights. I was like, there's really no need for her to come back to the sport. And of course, she's making more than that with WWE. So why go back to a sport where it takes more? And, she's kind of far behind in it anyways. Why come back and risk getting hurt in that sport when you can go over to WWE and be a character and make more money? Now, WWE, wrestling, you still get hurt now. Like, it's still taxing on the body now. Don't get me wrong. I know they work hard as far as like the training they do, but they don't take massive blows and consecutive kicks to the neck and face and get choked out till they sleep. You know what I mean? Like, it's still a difference, but that's just what it is. Holly Holm, though, man, she refuses to leave the game. She's a different story. She's still here. One of my favorite fighters, but in my honest opinion, at 42, I mean, I think it's about time for her to call it a day, but she's on a mission, man. She's on a mission. I mean, ever since winning the belt at one time, it's like things kind of went downhill from there. Went undefeated, goes in for her first title defense in a fight that she's winning. In my opinion, I thought she was winning the fight. But makes one little mix up and she gets submitted by Miesha Tate. So Miesha Tate gets the belt next. If Miesha Tate defend it? No, she doesn't defend it as well. She loses to Amanda Nunes. But things kind of went downhill for Holly Holm there from there. Like I was saying earlier, though Holly wasn't as limited as Ronda Rousey, you could still see that the evolution was starting here because Ronda lost to Holly, but Holly started losing to these more well-rounded elite fighters. Like, there were certain girls she could beat, Megan Anderson, Betch, and those girls, but when you see her step it up, like Miesha Tate was losing, but Miesha Tate had another level to her that Holly couldn't handle, and boom, she got her out of there. Valentina was the next person she fought. Of course, Valentina used her timing, overall technique, and just had that skill set, picking Holly up, taking her down, physical strength that she didn't expect. So each time, even for Holly, when she was moving down the line, she had to see, she had to evolve. And that's where she kind of got exposed. There's some things she didn't do, like telegraphing the same punches, not really having much of a ground game, a wrestling game. It kind of came back to her. Next up, GDR. She takes on GDR next. that one was kind of a rough fight. And me being a Holly fan at the time, yeah, I said GDR. I mean, I thought Holly won the fight. I didn't like how GDR was hitting her after the bell each time. I was really, really a GDR hater at the time, man, especially when she was hitting Holly after the bell. I couldn't stand GDR that night. And from then on, I was like, oh, I can't stand GDR. I kind of grew into a fan of her now. But at the time, man, I was like, oh man, like I was like, oh my goodness, like I can't stand her, man. She keep hitting my girl after the bell. But yeah, she got a W2, which didn't do any better at the time. So that was 3 in a row. She moved up to featherweight, tried to take on Chris, lost, beat Megan Anderson, got another shot, got another quick shot against Amanda and got finished. And since then, it's just been kind of a work in progress for her. It's been up and down, but never really anything that made me say, I think Holly's going to get it again. Like at the time, I knew Holly would get it because of her style. But now that I know how the game's evolved, I can pretty much tell you about any of these fighters. You see, even Myra Bunny Silva submitted her. There's a lot of these girls now that just are well versed early in their careers that just can't handle it. Or not that just can't handle it, just not used to it. They're not really accustomed to it the way these girls are with the jiu-jitsu and so on. They start early now. So yeah. Easy said, I knew Ronda was done the first time she faced a world-class striker. And yeah, I'm telling you, I was right, man. I was telling a lot of people that, man. I was like, I know this, man. Holly had no business losing to Miesha Tate. If Holly had beat Miesha, she would have fought Nunes next. And who knows, that might have gone back when Holly was going. Yeah, that fight could have been different back then. Like, the Nunes that we all know now, back then, that probably could have been different because, Holly's momentum would have been different. And I think let's say if the fight was playing out the same way with Holly Holm and like she did get out of the choke and still was able to, get back up and win the fight, I think maybe Holly Holm would have taken the ground approach. Well, even when she did get choked out, you still should take the ground approach different. Like we got to work on this. But maybe that quick little scare would mentally make her say, okay, we got to work on this now because that was a close one. And then fighting Amanda at the time, yeah, maybe her momentum would have been different, even her strength. And, her approach might have made Amanda a little bit more respectful too. Who knows though? Who knows? Miesha Tate should have never even gotten her hands on that belt. That was ultimate lucky. Holly got bored dominating the whole fight and lulled herself into a mistake. Exactly. Yeah, that happens sometimes too. That's why you got to end it sometimes, because dragging a five round fight out, Miesha Tate's still game. She's always game, man. Miesha Tate's always game. That's one thing I can't knock about her. Valentina beat her at her own game. They both love the counter. Val was more patient, made Holly lead. Yeah, it was all about timing in that fight, and that's what I was worried about, because I was like, Valentina's got better timing than Holly, and when Holly starts to use the same combinations and the speed, Valentina's just gonna pick her apart. Valentina's just gonna hit her with these straight, strong punches and keep her back. That's why I don't believe when people say Valentina don't have no power. People trying to say Valentina got no power now because she lost a couple fights or lost one fight. But, Valentina still got some power to me. I think she does. But, yeah, man, I'm about to jump over here. Like I said, I just wanted to jump on and do this 8-year anniversary of Holly Holm finished in Ronda Rousey. One of the most iconic fights. Like I said, one of my favorite fights that you'll probably never see on this level again. I mean, we'll have a lot of good fights, but I don't think anything will ever bring out the casuals as far as WMMA again. What do y'all think? UFC 193 was a big one. Have they done that since? Have they done WMMA as a co-main event and a main event since? Has it been a co-main and main? I don't think there has there? 2 back-to-back championship fights for WMMA. I don't think they have done it. I'm trying to think. I don't think they have. Like, would they be able to do like a Whaley versus Suarez strawweight fight and do a co-main of Valentina and Grasso 3 or something, or Manon and Aaron? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Like, I think that's the only time they've done it right. 2 women championship fights back to back. That was 8 years ago. But yeah, if it wasn't, let me know in the comment section. But yeah, man, I'm gonna jump off here. Shout out to everybody that come through in the chat. But let me see here. Hold on real quick. Yeah, WMMA though, it's evolving. It's one of those it's just, it's basically MMA, but I'm just saying, like, even with the women, you'll see like this evolution. Like, women, they'll come in just like certain men, they'll come in and with a specialty into a sport that's kind of barren, not barren, but still, of course, in this baby stage. And you'll see somebody dominate for a while, like Ronda. Ronda was doing her thing. That's why everybody was like, oh, she's so unstoppable. But along the way, you say, well, that's just right now. But what happens when people start studying her style and her recipe, and then they say, I can make something better than that, or I got something that can stop that? That's where the evolution comes in. And from there, it just starts to get better and better. So I think it was better for Ronda not to come back, because I don't think she was ever in that mindset. She was this one style fighter that just kept on going, and she never felt the need to have to fall in love with any other sport. See, you talk to Valentina, you talk to Wei Lee, you talk to Rose, all these other fighters, they're in love with, well, I know Wei Lee and Valentina for sure, though. Like, they're in love with mixed martial arts. So I'm sure there are things that they like more than the other, like ground game or stand up, but they're in love with the growth of it. They're in love with each discipline and mixing it together. Whereas Ronda, she was a judoka. I'm sure she liked MMA, but she was just a judoka that came into MMA and did well and made a name for herself. But I think that she was so deep in it that after suffering 2 losses the way she did, she never wanted to come back and say, oh, okay, like, I want to delve into boxing like that. I want to delve into wrestling or Muay Thai like that. She didn't have that love for it like that. So it was probably good that she did leave. I think where the game is now, it's not for any one-dimensional fighter. It's not. You see what's happening with some girls that just want to grapple, submit. But what happens when they can't get a striker down or somebody with great takedown defense, right? They get stuck in the same realm, man. Stuck on the same tier. Oh, Paul, what's up, man? He said just rewatched it with you, Combo. Such an exciting fight. Okay, yeah, appreciate that. Yeah, man, it was a great one, man. It was definitely one of them fights. Darby, what's up? He said notification bell didn't ring. Yeah, sometimes they don't, man. They don't ring like that much, and I appreciate you hitting the bell icon, even though it don't ring, though. Yeah. You said Pena's not really well liked, though. Most people think she's corny. I actually don't think she's really corny, but I mean, there's some things that she just ain't gonna catch up to Ronda with when it comes to trash talk. So I think some things is good, but some things is just like, just fight. Sometimes I'm like that. WMMA fighters need to stop trying to be ladies and let the be out. We need more polarizing women for the casuals to be interested. Joanna was really Joanna and Ronda, they did have that master though. Like, I don't really see anybody right now being that. Like, Pena's like the only one though. Pena's like the only one that lets it out like that. The other girl, there's really nobody right now that can let out a bee in them like that. To me, nobody really comes off like that now. Maybe Aaron Blanchfield a little bit because she's more gung ho and like I'll fight anybody, and she's more of like cold blooded like that. But even then, that's just her personality. It's like not something you would consider somebody to be about. They're just about their game. So I can't really say Aaron. Maybe not. That's not really a good example of somebody that could be that. Valentine's not really nice. People hate her because she's fake. She needs to go full heel. I don't think she's fake, man. Like, how you mean fake? Like, as far as like a love of the sport type fighter, like she don't like the sport. I don't really like. How you mean fake? Like, what you mean fake? I'll let you answer that question before I jump off here. I just wanted to know what you meant by fake. Like, where do you see her being fake at? I just need to know. And I'm gonna talk about Mackenzie Dern in another video coming up because yeah, she's a good example of a fighter that needs to evolve. Not just evolve, but she's got to use what she's good at. She's got to fix what she's doing now to get to where she's good at. She's got to fix the path so she can get to where she's good at, like Aaron Blanchfield. Don't be something you're not, but fix that style to where she can get what she needs to do. Darby said, I think Ronda got into MMA because she wanted to be the best at something after failing to win gold at the Olympics, but it wasn't for the love of MMA. No, it wasn't. It really wasn't. It was good because it was good for her because yeah, like you said, she wanted to be the best at something, and it worked. But you see, the minute she left, yeah, it was something she didn't want to revisit no more because I don't think she wanted to try to change or she wanted to exceed with what she had. Right? She didn't really want to change that. She just wanted to see if she could do it with the judo since yeah, she didn't get it over here. She said, I'm gonna go over here and make it work for me. Her nice personality is fake. She talks really arrogant. She takes really arrogant shots, but tries to do it in a subtle way to disguise her true nature. Yeah. Okay. I can see that. Yeah, she does do that. Okay, yeah. She does do that. Like, I think her love for the sport is there. Yeah, because I was thinking of that. Like, yeah, she's not fake with that. Like, she loves martial arts, but as far as like trying to play the nice character, you can let it out over at times. Like Nunes makes her let it out. Grasso made her let it out a few times. You know, even Aaron, I think Aaron will make her let it out a little bit. But yeah, I agree with that. Like she'll take little arrogant shots because yeah, I'll be calling it out too. Sometimes I'll be like, I know she didn't just say that, or I know what you mean. I know what she's saying. you know. Darby says she's not fake. She's just honest. No, like she's honest, but I think what Easy's saying is like she just needs to go ahead and play into that. Go ahead and play into it. You gotta be, you know, just let them know. She will let them little subtle disses out every now and then. But yeah, that's all I got on this one, man. I'm gonna get up out of here, y'all. If y'all missed it, go back and listen to the live. And yeah. What's another fight we need to do an anniversary for? What's another fight? Rose and Wmma? No, that happened already, right? Like anniversary already passed for that. Hold on, let me see. I like jumping on and coming back and doing these every now and then. Yeah, November 3rd. November 3rd. That was the anniversary for Rose and Wmma. And boy, that was another one I called. Another one I said Rose would get it by a knockout. But yeah, who knows? Maybe we'll do that sometime. Still November anyways. He said Nunes Pena too. Oh, okay. Hold on now. All right, now don't get me started because I will. Oh, that ain't till July. Yeah, it's July. We'll set that up. That was for July. The first fight was when? When was the first fight? When did the first fight take place? I'll look it up real quick. I think the first fight was November and December, wasn't it? December, yeah. The first fight was in December. But we'll remember that for July, man. Okay, Darby said I got to think about that. All right, well, Darby, leave it in the comment section. And yeah, I'll catch y'all on the next one. Hit that like and subscribe. Combo Breaker 99. I'm out. Peace.